Hey guys, Alex here from Homeschool of Bel Air. So on today's video, as promised, I was going to share with you guys our curriculum picks for our, what would I call it? 8th grade withdrawal, halfway through the school year curriculum picks. I don't know. So I'm going to get right into it and just kind of start sharing with you guys starting at language arts or literature. So when I pulled them out back in mid-November, I was trying to kind of figure out what literature or what to use. I kind of first started off by looking at core knowledge and some of the things that they had available. We started off a little bit of core knowledge, but then we kind of branched off soon after. I want to say we did one unit. And after that, I decided to put him back on Torchlight since it was something that we were familiar with. I really liked some of the novel studies that Torchlight was putting out novel studies on. The only thing we weren't a fan of was the structure. She changed the structure of it a lot. So let me set this aside real quick. So the way that she set it up for the 6th to 8th grade, which if you guys aren't familiar, it's I believe she's going to be releasing different novel studies, and they're all going to be geared from middle school, basically 6th to 8th grade. So the structure is different. You have more of an annotation, summarizing kind of I guess, structure to the curriculum for these levels. Now, that is great. This is actually something he was doing in public school. He was doing a lot of literature with annotation, summarizing, things like that. So that's why I thought this would be a really good transition for him since he was already doing that. So anyways, instead of making copies of this page, which is the sample page, I just got a notebook and made copies on sticker paper for copy work, new words. I did summarizing the chapters. Instead of doing questions and thoughts, that's where the copy work kind of came in, mainly because I didn't download or purchase any grammar. So copy work to me is the next best thing for grammar, because you're doing sentence structure, you're doing capitalization, punctuation, spelling, all that good stuff. So this is the way we set it up. And he was summarizing the chapters that he was reading. He was adding new words, his copy work, and then any activity that he had based on their writing or social studies or art, we just added in here. So that is where we just kind of added anything that was extracurricular, kind of like our old style of literature study. So that is what we did for the first month or so that it took us to finish that book. He absolutely loved the book. Yeah, I think this was one of the some of the writing that he did. So all of that there, like I said, he loved the book. He didn't like the structure of this so much. So I was going to keep him on Torchlight. I had even purchased the second unit or the novel study for the We Free Men. But before getting started with that, he had mentioned to me one of his summaries that he did, sorry, not summarizes, some of his summary that he did for, I forgot what chapter. He mentioned Neil Gaiman in the Graveyard Book. Now, I had remembered that Blossom and Root had done one of their new novel studies on that book. So I decided, well, let's try Blossom and Root and see what you like better. So that's kind of where Blossom and Root comes in. So the first novel study I got for him was the Neil Gaiman Graveyard Book novel study by Blossom and Root. So let me actually pull to that. So there's the notebook pages that he did. What I liked about this one is that it also had writing. It also had dictation, narration. It had grammar and vocabulary. So already I like the structure of that better because it kind of had all of that built into the novel study. So he did that. He loved it. He even had art projects based on the book. And then after that, I asked him, I said, hey, do you want to do the next Constellation or do you want to do the next Blossom and Root? And he actually picked Blossom and Root. Obviously, I'm not going in order in the way that she's releasing them. I'm kind of just pulling as I go. The next one I had him do was The First Rule of Punk, which is the one that he's on right now. And that is the one we're working through right now. So all his pages are here. He should be finishing this novel this week, actually. So all his little activity pages are there. He's also been able to do, for art, some zines. So he got some of those done. He got to do one on his favorite character of the book. And then the first zine he did was on his name. So I'm not going to show all of it because I want to say there's a picture of him in this one. But yeah, so that is his first zine he did. And I believe he has one to do this week, but he's really excited. He loves this one. Looking into sticking to just Blossom and Root for the remaining of the school year. I think he's really enjoying the structure of this a lot more. So that is what we're doing for literature and language arts. Now, as far as history, so when he was in public school, for those few months that he was in public school, he was doing American history. So I didn't want to change that. I kind of kept him on American history. The one thing when I was looking at American history, I really liked the core knowledge one. One, it was free, and two, it was divided into volume 1 and volume 2. Now, where he was, from when I withdrew him, he was kind of in the late 1860s. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and just print out volume 2 and kind of just take off from where he was. With this one, we're kind of notebooking through history, which he's really enjoying, actually. We're probably more than halfway through with this book, I want to say. And I just printed out the core knowledge. I guess this would be like a textbook. Now, the way that we're using this is we're kind of just reading certain sections at a time, how long the passages are. So if it's a pretty long section, then I'll have them just do one. If it's a short one like this, I'll have them do 2 or 3, depending. And then with these, they give you vocabulary. They have areas where it says find out facts, which for these, he really likes those because those are the ones where he kind of researches himself. And then that's where we kind of add stuff to our notebook. They also give him writer's corner things where he can write certain things like ideas that he might have on certain topics. But he's really, really enjoying this. So, let me see what else he does from here. The think twice. So think twice would be some of the questions. And again, it's more like, like, what do you think kind of situation? So then he would kind of research and, write a little prompt on what he thinks on the think twice questions. So that is what we're working through. And again, we're just kind of notebooking through that. This is his notebook for that. So any activity that he does, they're just kind of added to this notebook. The majority of this notebook is either Wikipedia or just Google Images, or I'm using also my timeline book, which is, I forgot the actual name of it. So a lot of it is a timeline book. I'll try to add it to the description box. So those are what these pages are from, that timeline. But yeah, like his vocabulary is all in here. Like right here. So that is kind of how we're doing it. Like I said, he's really enjoying this system of history. So we're kind of just going to finish off our school year with this. Now, as far as science, we decided on astronomy, one, because I got this on sale actually around the time where he was being withdrawn. And also it counts as a credit for high school. So this counts as a elective, not a science credit, but an elective credit. So he's same thing, about halfway done with this. He's right here. He's got about halfway of the textbook to go. He's really enjoying this. This is something he does independently. I don't combine it with Evelyn and Adrian. This is all strictly his. Evelyn and Adrian kind of join in when we have really cool labs. Well, they kind of join in and help out with the activities. But other than that, it's just his astronomy. He's doing it on his own. He's really enjoying this, actually. So that is what we do. We do this. We're doing a 3-day-a-week schedule. So they give you the options of 5, I want to say 3 or 2 days a week. We're doing the 3-day schedule for that. And then math. So I also mentioned that I ended up signing him up for teaching textbooks. So he's doing Algebra 1. That was recently. Before that, he was working through this book here, which is the 80 Days of Pre-Algebra Orders of Operation. This is by Humble Math. They're very inexpensive through Amazon. So I had set 2 aside for him. This is the other one. This one we never really got into. I might have him get into it here in the next couple of weeks. But right now he's just kind of working through this one. And like I said, he's also just working through the teaching textbooks, Algebra 1. As far as his curriculum, this is it. This is what he's working through. It's not much. Like I said, we only have a couple more months to go for the school year. So I already have everything lined up for next school year, which will be his freshman year. And I will be posting a video here soon showing you guys what he's going to be working through. But for now, for 8th grade, and like I said, the remaining of the school year, this is what we're working through. I'm not sure yet what book I'm going to have him do next for Blossom and Root. It might be One Crazy Summer. I'm also thinking she just released a new one. I'm going to look into that one. and just kind of go from there. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.